Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And, of course, this week's geeky things include a lot of things because we've been gone for a month. So we're gonna just dive into this. It's gonna be great. We've missed the entire month of September. It's like we walked through a black hole in time and space.
Yeah.
And here we are on the other side as if we're some sort of Encino Man situation. So buckle up, everybody, because this is going to be a fun one. I've been storing up all this energy for a month, and I'm just ready to explode. If I had the time and effort, I would put like the power up from Dragon Ball Zero. Hey, if any of you out there know special effects and want to waste a couple hours of your time, edit that and put the white Dragon Ball stuff. I don't expect it to happen. So if it does, you're going to get a hearty thank you. So I'll send you the link to our to one of our Patreon videos or something. Not all of them. Just, you know.
Wow.
What? Well, I mean, you know. As a thanks, you get to watch us commentary for Thor Dark World or some shit.
We don't have that.
That's true. All right, everybody. Let's take things down on a somber note here.
You're funny.
I remembered the button. All right, so first up today, we had COVID.
Finally got us.
Oh, man, let me tell you. After months, I think it was 966 days when we tested positive. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah, we had COVID. It sucked. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know what all to say. Like, I mean, it's, you know, it's not a, oh, woe is us. We're fine. Yeah. We handled it. I mean, honestly, we've been vaccinated, fully vaccinated. We were boosted, and then we got boosted again literally a week
before we got it.
I think literally the last episode we did, we talked about getting our updated booster shot.
Yeah, because we kept on hitting each other's arms.
Yeah, and that following Friday we tested positive. Well, we didn't test positive until Sunday.
Viv tested positive first, and then and then
Sunday you tested positive. I tested positive Monday. It was a blast. But yeah, so luckily because of all of that, ours was pretty mild. I mean,
I think just where I hadn't been sick in so long, I just felt horrible. Yeah. And I mean, if you haven't been sick in a few years, I mean, you can imagine, you know, your body's like, what is going on? Why does our joints hurt?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, of course, you know, it goes without saying. A lot of people have had it a lot worse than us. Mm-hmm. People have died from this, so we're not trying to make light at all.
No.
This is literally just our experience with it. And we're lucky. We know that we're lucky. And so we don't want to sell COVID short by any means. But I mean, we also want to be upfront and honest. Like, we don't want to, be like, oh, we were dying. Because we weren't. I mean, Viv, she got it. And, she felt pretty rough for a few days, like 3 or 4 days, and had a bad cough, and that sucked. But, after that, she was running around. She was fine. She kind of lost her appetite a little, but I mean, after about 4 days, you'd think nothing ever happened. And then me and you, like, you kind of had it, you felt worse before I did. Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, I know that Saturday you were just exhausted, wore out. And I was still able to, move about and, take care of stuff. But then by like Tuesday, I was on my butt. Like, and I think the worst for me was, my throat was just, it got so sore at one point that I couldn't swallow. Like, it was just so, it just hurt so bad. And then, Maggie got me the spray. Oh my God,
Chloroseptic.
People. Like, I know this is a thing that's been around. I've never used it because I'm a dumb boy, I guess. And like, just never was like, I have medicine. I could tough out a sore throat, which is stupid. Don't do that. Yeah, and like I sprayed it once, and it was like I told Maggie that like if I was a time traveler and I took this like to the past, that people would call me a witch because of how easily effective it was so quickly, you know.
Yeah.
And I was actually able to drink and eat, and it was glorious. And then I was just exhausted for several days. Mm-hmm. Like the throat kind of cleared up, but then I stayed out of work a little bit longer than you did, just because I was sleeping 14, 16 hours a day, which was wonderful. But then like it's still, you know, we were out, I guess, about 2 weeks. And then, you know, we had planned on coming back last week, week before even. Might have even been the week before.
Well, we talked about the week before, but we
had just got, like kind of, like we had just got out of our 10-day. Yeah. And so we were going to come back the next week, which was last week. And we were still just exhausted. Like, I mean, we were going to bed at like 7:30 every night. Just as soon as Viv was in bed, it was like, all right, let's just go ahead and go to bed. But yeah, now we're here. I wouldn't say we're like 1,000%, but I mean, I feel basically normal, just still pretty tired. Like that's, you know, I feel like that's just a part of it. Maggie, I've talked a lot. What was your experience like?
I mean, constant runny nose.
Right.
And the worst dull headache that stayed with you all day.
Yeah. I think we went through like 12 boxes of tissues. Like
we went through a lot of tissues.
Oh
and, you know, worrying about Viv, you know, this is the first time she has gotten sick at all.
Yeah.
And like with a fever and, you know, coughing and stuff. And trying to take care of her. And then I started feeling bad, and I'm like, how's this going to work? If all of us go down, I mean, we'll make it work somehow.
Which we got pretty lucky, because by the time I started feeling bad, that's when she started feeling better.
Yeah.
And so I think there's just like maybe a 12-hour overlap.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, she was still pretty lazy.
Yeah. There was times though.
Tired, not lazy, tired.
There was times that like I would have energy and then you'd be low energy. Yeah. And you're like, don't do that. I'll do it. I'm like, no, you're starting to get tired. It's my turn. And so that would happen. And I remember my first day back to work, like everybody's like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just feel like I can't catch my breath.
Yeah.
And like where my school is at, like how they built it forever ago. It's probably got one of the longest hallways in the county. I'm not joking. And I told Matt yesterday how many times right in the middle of the day I have to go up and down that hallway. So that Monday I went back, I had to wear a mask, of course. And I remember getting back to my room at one point and sitting down, like, how am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Because it felt like something was sitting right on my chest. It felt like I was getting walking pneumonia. I was getting worried because I've gotten that before. And I was like, I don't want to be sick anymore. I want this over with. I want it out of my life, out of my system. I want to move on. I want to breathe normal and not be tired all the time and stuff. I even had to tell my students, I said, guys, I'm just going to let you know, Mrs. Brown's going to be out of breath every now and then, and her voice might go in and out. Just try to please listen to me the first time around. It's really hard. And also trying to get them back into routine because they had, I don't know how many substitutes in and out of my room, because even when I was out, there were other teachers out with it.
Oh my gosh.
And other staff members like janitors and cafeteria workers out with it.
Yeah. Like when it hit, like I feel like we were in kind of a spike in our area.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people, and I mean, even on Twitter, I've seen a lot of friends that we follow that are getting it.
One of my coworkers said, she's like, I realized it when you wasn't here the following Monday that you were sick. And she said, and then she's like, and as the week went on, I realized you must have gotten COVID. And she said, it's hitting everybody right now. Yeah. She said, I told her, I said, I said, Matt counted it up the other day how long it's been since, and she's like, oh my gosh. She said, really? I said, yeah. I said, it's crazy. She said, yeah, it is. It is crazy.
And like we, just a little, I mean, obviously everybody that listens to this already knows that, we were still wearing masks, obviously. Obviously believe in getting vaccinated, all that stuff. Like haven't been going anywhere. We'll go to the store with a mask on and that's it. We don't go out to eat. If we in a blue moon go watch a movie, it was masked. I think we used to go every weekend multiple times. And I think we've seen like 5 movies in theaters over the past 2 years. Mainly because Marvel,
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so the fact that we got it, like, there was a big piece of me that was really gung-ho about, like, we have to not get this. I mean, full disclosure, I have anxiety, clinical depression. And,
Same here.
And so like COVID is definitely like one of the things that was a big concern. I mean, Maggie was pregnant when it first came out, like back when the first single dropped of COVID. And so like I was already stressed out about like just making sure Maggie's safe, the baby, which would now be Viv, that she was safe. And then COVID happens and it's like, all right, full alert, and like stayed at that level forever. Right? I mean, there was a moment, was it last year after we got vaccinated, that they were like, oh yeah, if you're fully vaccinated, you can't get it. So, you can take that mask off. And then we did. And then 30 minutes later, they were like, hey, why don't you go put that mask back on?
There's this thing called Delta running around rampant.
Yeah, God. And, so I mean, like we had like a weekend where we felt normal and then it was over. It was like, all right, we're back. But then like not everybody readopted everything. And so we were just like even less like around people that like were supporting it, because most everybody had just moved on at that point and it just sucked. And so like for us to finally get it, there was a part of me that was going to be, there was a part when I realized that we could get it, that we'd been exposed through no fault of anybody, and we won't say how, like the people that we got it from and stuff, because obviously that's theirs and we don't want to talk about that. But I mean, let's just say that they were very cautious. They've always been cautious. The way that they got it wasn't from a way that, like, they didn't do anything that we wouldn't have done.
No, they did the same things that we did. Yeah,
masked. I mean, it just broke through. I mean, it's just, nothing's 100% safe. So, full, vaccinated, boosted twice, all those things. And so, no fault of them. But just, I was afraid when we first found out that, like, I was going to freak out. Like, that if we actually got it, that I would have, like, a mental breakdown, because, I mean, it's been 2.5 years of just constantly running from this, and when it finally hit, I handled it a lot better than I thought I would. Like there wasn't a breakdown. It was almost like it made it clearer when we got it, because it was like, okay, it's here. Like now we have to go into like the new phase of taking care of ourselves while we have it. Right. And like I said, I'm somebody that's full of anxiety. Thankfully on medicine, started medicine several months ago. And that's helped a lot. And I feel like that's a big piece.
That's what it was.
Yeah. That's a big reason why I was able to handle this so well. Cause a year ago I would have spiraled. Oh my God. It would have been a nightmare.
I hadn't even started my medicine whenever we got sick.
Go see a doctor if you're having any like mental troubles. Like if you just have a constant feeling of fear, depression, sadness, anxiety, and it feels like you're spiraling out of control.
And you feel like you're not good enough for anybody.
Yeah. Go see a doctor. It'll change your life. That's just a little PSA. Just, we're not doctors.
Talk to somebody, like talk to a doctor or find a therapist,
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk it out.
Like
it really
even
helps.
even like a general doctor may not be like the best, But I mean, at least,
they at least know some things that can help you.
But they may lead you to somebody else that knows more, that specializes in that, like a therapist. So, I mean, definitely if you're feeling any of those troubles, you're not alone at all. Mm-hmm. So, if you think we're cool and funny and awesome and stuff, then know that we deal with that shit too. So, it literally changed our lives and saved our lives going to do that. So anyway, that's a little PSA. So, getting it and just kind of feeling like, now we're here and we just got to kind of just deal with it, like there's no sense in getting mad or, upset about it, 'cause it's here. Like, it's not going to change anything. And honestly, having Viv, like, that was my main concern of like making sure she's okay. And like her handling it the way she did, that helped a lot. Like, that boosted my faith or morale or whatever. But oddly enough, like I never felt, and maybe I just was lying to myself, but I never felt worried at all. Like, even when Viv tested positive, I felt like we had done everything we could do. Mm-hmm. Right. And there's medicines now, and it's not the same thing that it was 2 years ago. Like, getting COVID isn't a 1 in 10 shot of dying or whatever the percentages are. Obviously, I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But, like, there are things you can do now. And it doesn't mean that you just have to die, and like that helped. And knowing that, especially having just got our updated boosters, knowing that Viv had been fully vaccinated for about a month by the time she got it. All those things helped me know that we were going to be okay. And like I said, maybe I was delusional. Like, I mean, and we could have just as easily have not been okay. But I don't know. There was I think the weirdest part, and I don't know, anybody that's been taking this seriously and then gets it, I think you'll kind of understand where I'm coming at with what I'm about to say. But there was almost like a sense of peace once it was over, where it's like, okay, we did it. We got it. We've been outrunning this thing for 3 years almost, and now we ripped the Band-Aid off. We got it. And for at least a moment, we can kind of be okay. Yeah. Like, obviously there's long COVID. Obviously there's so many things that we still don't know. And eventually we would be susceptible to getting it again. There's all these variables, right? But for right now, for this moment, we can kind of live in this moment of bliss, right? Where it's like, hey, we're normal. Like, we can feel normal. We can go to Chili's, which we haven't done. But like, just full disclosure, we now that we're past it currently, we haven't been wearing a mask, because why would we? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, short of solidarity, like, there's not really, and where we live sucks, and like nobody wears a mask. And so it just, maybe it's superficial, but it just felt nice to feel normal and not stared at for one freaking day.
Well, one of my coworkers, she's picking up her kids from gym, and I was taking mine down, and she was asking me how I felt, and she got it towards the end of summer before school started. Yeah. And she had a really rough cough when she came back, whenever we came back to work. Yeah. And she was one that really, took it seriously and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh.
You didn't say her name?
No. Okay. No. I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got it. But I asked her, I said, do you ever get you catching your breath back? And she said, yeah, it'll come back. Just give it some time. And I said, yeah, it's funny. I said, a week before we got it, I said, Matt and I went and got that new booster. And she's like, what? She said, did it give enough time? I said, no, it was like in her system for like a week and a half.
Not even, like 8 days at most.
And she's like, man, she said, once the immunity's built up, she's like, you're probably going to be good until March.
Untouchable, man. Yeah. No, I mean, obviously we don't know how long it lasts and stuff. And I mean, obviously, I don't know. I mean, we'll just be real. Like, I don't know where we go from here. I don't know. We haven't really discussed it, because honestly, it's been nice to just
be.
to just exist in this moment and not necessarily overthink what will have to change coming soon.
Yeah,
you know?
I can say that it's really nice after 2 school years that my kids can see my face.
Yeah.
I mean, they could see it every now and then and stuff,
Right.
but like they can see it all the time.
I mean, I guess the easiest way to put this is like, we know wearing a mask is not hard. This hasn't been hard, right?
No.
Social distancing, wearing a mask, being cautious. Like, it's not hard. It's just constant, you know? And like, I don't begrudge doing it. And like, I'm sure I'm not, I hope I'm not sure, but if the need was to arise, again, and I'm assuming it will soon, that we'll have to, begin doing the same precautions, right? Hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully that these updated boosters will actually be as effective as the original vaccine was, and we can go back to somewhat normalcy once a year. But if that's not the case, if it's bad, we can get it again, we could die again, whatever. Die again. Then we'll do it. We'll wear a mask. We'll be cautious again. We'll do all those things because that's what we've done. And we believe trusting the experts, right? What may feel good is not worth dying for, right? Yeah. Not to us. Well, I want to see Viv grow up and graduate and get married or not get married and have a huge career or, have a bunch of kids or not have a bunch of kids. Like, whatever makes her happy. Like, I can't wait to see who she becomes to be, and I want to be alive to see it, Yeah. And if that's wearing a mask, then that's what I'm going to do. So all that being said, it is nice to currently not have to. It was nice to go watch Bros over the weekend and be able to eat popcorn. Like, it's such a small, simple little thing. But it just feels good to have, quote unquote, earned that, Yeah. And I mean, yeah, we could have lived in bliss, like we could, or not bliss. We could have lived in ignorance and, maybe we wouldn't have got it. Maybe, if we had not worn a mask at all, maybe we never would have got it until just now still. Yeah. Right. But I would have rather have done everything I could to keep my family safe. And, that popcorn just tasted all the better, having earned it, Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at now. If if we post a picture on Twitter or something of us watching a movie without a mask on, know that it's because we had COVID, not because we don't believe in masks. And once we look into like how long we can go without wearing one, we will do that, and probably end up having to put another one on. Hopefully not. Hopefully all the vaccine stuff. But we're gonna do whatever's right. But I feel it's weird. Like, it's so nice, but like going to the store yesterday or Friday after work, walking around and like not having to worry about it, but then seeing people, like the random people I would see wearing a mask, and I almost felt bad for not having my mask on, just to show them that they're not alone. Yeah. In solidarity with them, even though I don't have to, and even though we're safe to not, it just, I don't want my face to be the face they think of when they think of how nobody wears a mask, So maybe I should just wear a button that says, I usually wear a mask, but I just had COVID. My other mask is a COVID.
But they're probably like us, that mindset. They're like, hey, they make that decision for themselves. Yeah. That's cool. So.
Well, it's not, what
I mean. I get what you're saying.
I was never like that accepting of people not wearing a mask. Like, I was like, you suck.
I had to be, because there's too many people I work with that I just had to.
I plead the fifth.
I had to.
I'm not going to say
in harmony with them, because it's a community there.
I had to live in harmony too. I'm just saying, like, on the inside, oh, buddy boy, was I judging. I know the Bible says not to judge, but the Bible of Matt says you're sucking. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right.
So that's our little fun little COVID story. Yeah. Hope y'all and what
Fun little
well,
story.
you know, what are we gonna do but laugh about it? You know, I mean, we could cry and we could, you know, again, just to wrap this up because I think we're done. It was easy on us, even though we felt like shit. You know, like we felt bad, but we know how lucky we are because there are so many people that didn't get that experience. We didn't have to go to the hospital. We didn't even have to go to a doctor. We were fine. We were fine. And there's so many people that don't get to have that experience. Mm-hmm. And that sucks. And it's crappy that so many people had to die for no reason, you know? And so we count ourselves lucky, blessed, whatever the hell you want to say. I really don't want to say blessed because that implies that God loves us more than the people that died, and that's just a fucking bunch of bullshit. So, you know, we understand that this was easy on us. We don't want to make light of anybody that's actually going through a much worse situation. So do your part, get vaccinated, get boosted,
wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. Stop licking doorknobs, you know. Do one of those things where when you wash your hands, you hang on to the towel and then you open the door handle with that towel and then throw the towel away. Don't use your clean hands to open the door handle because there's people that like to take shits and not wash their hands. That's true. So make sure you do that. Yeah, and wear a mask. Fuck. It's October 2022. Wear the goddamn mask. It's not hard. It's not hard. All right, that's it. Let's move on to the news. It's time for the news. All right. Everybody, COVID talk is over. If you're just joining us.
Sorry.
No, if you're just joining us, if you skipped over all that, it was good times. You should definitely go check it out. And if you did skip over it, wear your fucking mask. All right. So our first news story of the day. Got them. They thought they could get away from hearing it, but I still got them, you jerks. All right. First. So we missed a lot of news over the past month. I've tried to compress some of it, but honestly, there's a lot of stuff that we're just going to skip over because there's not enough time. D23 happened. We're going to talk about some of the Marvel stuff, but there was some Star Wars, some live action movies, Pixar. There's been lots of talks about some DC stuff that's changed, a whole bunch of crap, right? I'm trying to think of the Twitter people I follow, but what was it? Culture Crave. They're really good. So go check them out. Please don't make us your news source because we're not that good at it. So that being said, our first news story, of course, the biggest thing to happen over the past month, Hugh Jackman. Well, let's back up. I've already given away the end of the story, but Ryan Reynolds posted a video on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And it was just, hey guys, we missed D23. Sorry we weren't there. We've been working really hard on Deadpool 3 and we can't think of nothing. The video's great. You should go check it out. And he's like, well, we have no ideas, but we did have one idea. And at the end of it, Hugh Jackman walks across the room, and Ryan Reynolds like, hey, do you want to play Wolverine again? And he's like, sure.
Yeah, sure, Ron.
And then that's it. And now Wolverine's in Deadpool 3. And it's insane, okay? Can we just say how crazy this is? You say something. I was fixing my chair, sorry.
It's amazing.
Oh.
That we're getting him again. There could be a musical number.
There has to be, right? There has to be a musical number at this point. I mean, you got Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Huge, jacked man. Now I will say, there is this rumor going around, okay, that apparently, I don't believe it. I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't believe this, but I'm starting to believe it a little bit more and more every day. That apparently there was this contractual obligation when Disney bought Fox that at least some of the X-Men characters couldn't be recast until after so many years had passed. They were contractually obligated to use the same actors for these characters for X amount of years. And that's why we're getting Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. That's why we got, spoiler alert, for Doctor Strange 2. Why we got Patrick Stewart back as Professor X, even though it was a different Professor X. And then I even theorized, which I'm sure somebody's already said this somewhere, but maybe that's why Pietro in WandaVision was played by the I can't think of his name, but the Fox X-Men Quicksilver. Because technically he was playing Pietro, right? And even though it was Ralph Bohner, but like maybe it was a little bit too much of a gray area, and like that's why they had to do it. Evan Peters. And maybe that's why they also didn't want to use the one that they normally use, because it is Quicksilver. Mm-hmm. And like maybe they were legally obligated, which I don't think they would have got him anyway. I think the joke was always a part of the plan, but yeah. And that's why X-Men isn't a part of the story at least until after Secret Wars.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think, like, does this make you feel like that's more legit, or do you think that's too legit to quit?
It sounds legit to me, because, I mean, this sounds like something crazy that they would put in a contract.
It just seems so weird, like, to be, like, unable to recast a character. Like, I don't know, like, who are the agents of this, Were they the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something?
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. You're funny.
How dare you? And like, how does that recolor what we might see in Deadpool 3? Like, if we get Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah.
If we get, who was in it?
Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus. Like, he's been in the other two. Like, does that have to be the same guy playing those? Which, I guess it would be, because it's still Deadpool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And like, do you think that also includes the Fantastic Four? Like, could we see Miles Teller return as Mr. Fantastic? No, we won't. I mean, I'll be honest. Okay, if in Secret Wars Fan Four Stick shows up, I'll die. I will laugh. I will laugh so hard, Maggie. Like, if we legit get Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch, which, don't get me wrong, I love the cast of Fan Four Stick. I think they're great. I think they were just giving the fucking shit into the stick on that one. But like, that would be so good. I think the only thing that I would cheer for more, and this is not going to be to anyone's surprise, but would be Ben Affleck's Daredevil showing up. Like, I feel like Kevin Feige, here's my theory. All right, everybody, buckle up. Here's my theory. Secret Wars will end Kevin Feige's run at Marvel. And it will bring every Marvel character from all the films that he's been a part of, no matter what studio it is. Ang Lee's Hulk, Eric Bana, right? Thomas Jane's Punisher. I don't know if he was actually affiliated with any of those, but I'm just saying, like, any Marvel movie that he had his hands in. It'll bring literally every Marvel character from every Marvel movie will be in this movie. In one way or another, even if it's 2 seconds, right? Even if it's Ang Lee's Hulk, even if it's the same footage, right? Like how they did Sandman and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, it's just the same shot. We just literally digitally removed him and put him in here. Peter, somebody mentioned, like, if he thought that Tom Holland's Spider-Man was the same Spider-Man, why did he explain who he was?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, how many Sandmans does he think Spider-Man does, right? He's like, hey, Peter, it's me. Remember the guy that killed your uncle? He says his actual name. Like, why did he feel the need to explain it? I digress. But then, that'll be Kevin Feige. That is his swan song. And then he's out. Because what do you do after that? I feel like that closes the book. We reset the universe as these large events typically do. Secret Wars specifically. The new Secret Wars, not the old one. A Crisis on Infinite Earths event that like resets literally everything. Yeah. And we just start the MCU anew with X-Men and Iron Man and all that stuff. Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's a new universe.
Yeah.
And so it's somebody else's problem.
Yeah. Not ours.
Well, I mean, not Kevin Feige's.
It's not our problem.
I mean, I think the only way that doesn't happen is if Disney I'm talking the biggest boatload of cash you have ever seen in your life, But I feel like maybe he'd be done at that point. I mean, he could probably retire, or work on passion projects outside of Marvel. I mean, dude's been working on Marvel since the first X-Men movie, So, I mean, make it somebody okay, Maggie, who would you want to run the MCU after Kevin Feige?
I don't know.
There's only one man. Zack Snyder. Oh, Jesus. All right. Anything else you want to say about huge jacked man in Deadpool?
It's amazing. I love it.
All right. Yeah, Dynamite commentary, Maggie.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying. You don't have to be sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to snap out of it, man.
Well, Maggie, I'm gonna pull some on you right now. You ready? Story number 2, Maggie. Tell us story number 2.
Peacock has officially ordered a movie for Community, thus fulfilling their destiny for 6 seasons in a movie.
Peacock! Can we start saying peacock like that? Is that what a peacock sounds like?
Mm-mm.
Peacock!
No, they don't sound anything like that.
What do they sound like?
They have a weird call.
No. You gotta do it.
I can't do it.
I already did it. I'm pretty sure it's peacock.
No, it's not.
Peacock.
It's
peacock.
no.
I think it's like a Pikachu. Or they just say their name,
No, they don't say their name.
All right. So Community. Jesus.
And then they shake their feathers.
Oh my God. It's been too long. Or have we always just been this off the rails? I feel like we're more off the rails than normal.
You're off the rails.
Shit. Yeah. Community is getting a movie, Maggie. Yeah. What do you think,
the
Maggie?
cast posted that.
Not all of the cast. Not all the cast.
What?
I mean, obviously, Chevy Chase didn't post
it. Yeah. Well, I meant like Dan Harmon and
I want to say
Ken Jeong.
Donald Glover has not officially been signed back because he left the show. Nothing wrong. I think he just wanted to do his own shit. And Yvette Nicole Brown, she left the show during season 4, I think. We actually haven't watched all of Community. We own the box set, and it's available at different spots and stuff. But yeah, how far did you get? I think it was only season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember the paintball fight.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of those. Mm-hmm. But you saw the one with Sawyer from Lost. He was the cowboy.
I think so.
Yeah. And you saw the pillow fort, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the finale of season 2, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's we had tried to watch it again. I was watching it again. Maggie was watching for the first time. And we marathoned it too much. I think one day we watched 8 episodes in a row. And I was like, my brain hurts. Can we watch something else? And we watched Lost. And then we moved on to Buffy and so on and so forth. So we need to go back and finish it. Are you surprised? They're getting the 6th.
I'm kind of shocked.
I am too. I'm not gonna lie. Now, do you know where this whole 6 seasons in a movie comes from?
I know that's set in an episode.
Yes. So,
Joe McHale's sitting there because Daniel Pudi posted
Danny.
it on Danny Pudi put it up on his
which one of the
Instagram.
DuckTales was he? The red one?
He was Huey.
Yeah. And Bobby Moynihan was the green one.
Yes.
Dewey. Because, no, Louie.
Oh, yeah, that's Louie.
Yeah. Dewey was Ben Schwartz, who is also Sonic, who is also blue.
But
okay, sorry.
They're sitting in the cafeteria, and Joel McHale's like, that show's not going to last
I give
just
it 3 weeks. Yeah.
And Danny Pudi takes off with that cape. He says, 6 seasons in a movie, and jumps up in the air, and he's gone.
Do you know what show he was referencing?
It was the superhero show. I can't remember the name of it.
I'm going to make you laugh so hard.
What was it?
It's called The Cape.
The Cape? Yeah.
He literally said he runs with that cape.
Yes.
You know what The Cape was about?
I can't
Circus people. Circus people, mate. They were like, man, you know what? Heroes ended, right? Season 4 of Heroes ended. And they were like, you know, the one thing that we really nailed with Heroes was introducing the circus people in the 4th season. What if we only made a show about that, you know? And they did, and that was The Cape. It sucked. And I'm pretty sure it only did last 3 weeks. Maybe a few more. But yeah. And so Abed, of course, got obsessed with it.
Yes.
And said 6 seasons in a movie. And then that became a rallying cry for Community itself. Yeah. Once again, just the meta narrative of Community. We need to go back and watch them all. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I said it that way. Watch them all.
Watch them all.
We need to watch them all.
Catch them all.
Gotta watch them all. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon.
Yep.
I almost knocked that over. Story number 3. So this one, we're just gonna...
Oh, boy.
We're not gonna break it down. I'm just gonna read through it. I'm just gonna read through it. And we, like, with each break, if we have any thoughts, we will. So we're gonna do a quick hits with Marvel. With all the stuff that happened at D23 for the MCU. We're not going to get into like the cartoon stuff. So here we go. We begin. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania kicks off Phase 5 of the MCU on February 17th, 2023. An exclusive look at the movie showed Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne working with their parents Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, along with Scott's daughter Cassie Lang, to explore the quantum realm. We saw new MCU Big Bad Kang holding Cassie hostage and trying to force Scott to steal something for him. Also, Bill Murray's character appeared briefly. Now, I will say, last night on YouTube, it was a recommended video, was possibly the leaked Ant-Man trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was shot vertically, angled from the audience. So it did not, it was not great quality. No. So we'll probably get an actual trailer. And, like, you could barely understand it. And, like, they had music dubbed over it and stuff. Like, it was not good. But, I mean, you know, the little bit of stuff we saw looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. Still weirded out by Phase 5 starting, like, February. Like, Phase 4 just still feels, like, so disjointed. Yeah. You know? It's crazy. Any thoughts about Ant-Man?
I'm really excited about it, especially where Cassie's actually getting in with all of them.
Did you know they recast her?
They did?
Yeah, it's not the same Cassie from Endgame. Yeah, I forget why. But yeah.
Well.
I want to say that there's like a thing... I don't know. I may have dreamt this, but I feel like I heard somewhere that like part of the story is going to be about Kang offering to give Scott the time back that he missed with Cassie. And like that it'll be like a hero's choice kind of thing. Like he could, I guess, send him back in time or something to have those years back or something. I don't even know. I don't even know exactly what it is, but I could see that being a very, like that was one of the things in Endgame that really hit me when he sees his daughter all grown up. Like obviously I have a daughter, so that's probably why. But I mean, we didn't have a daughter at the time when it came out, and I was still like ready to just bawl my eyes out. It's so sad.
It is sad.
And like Scott Lang is such a nice guy, such a sweet guy. You know, I mean, it's Paul Rudd. And like I think it would be a great benefit to the movie for them to really deal with that instead of just glossing over it as if it's not a big deal. Because I feel like that would be more true to Scott's character. You know? Like, he loves his daughter. That's the whole point of the movies, is how much he loves his daughter. Anywho, next up, WandaVision director Matt Shakman was officially revealed to be helming Fantastic Four, which opens in theaters on November 8th, 2024. Man, that's awesome. And also, remember when we thought Steven Spielberg was in talks to direct it?
Oh, well, we had high hopes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. WandaVision was fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. So Hilton taking on Fantastic Four. Fantastic. Taking on Fantastic Four. Get it? I said WandaVision was fantastic. Nailed it.
Oh my word.
But no, like, I mean, you kind of already did Fantastic Four in the season finale of WandaVision. Like, the four of them are there.
Oh.
All like,
Yeah.
you know, Incredibles style, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
that wasn't that funny. That was I don't even think it was a joke. It was just a set of words said in succession of each other. All right, Captain America, New World Order. We'll see Tim Blake Nelson, last seen in 2008's Incredible Hulk, return as the leader and presumably face off against Sam Wilson. Joaquin Torres and Isaiah Bradley from The Falcon and a Winter Soldier will be back as well, and Israeli superhero
Slash
agent?
Mossad agent.
Oh, okay. Sabra will make her MCU debut, played by Shira House.
What?
The movie comes out May 3rd, 2020.
So, like, is that the chick that shows up in the Spider-Man games?
Oh, maybe.
Is that the one that shows up with, like, all the military stuff?
I think you might be right. I'll Google
She's got,
that.
like, silver hair.
That's Silver Sable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Okay.
Sable.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of
yeah.
Sable. My bad.
No, you're fine. I mean, Sabra, Sable. I mean, that's, yeah, very close. No, you're
That would
fine.
have been cool, though.
I think it would have been really freaking cool. I think Sony actually has the rights to her, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
It's cool that they're bringing back Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah. He said he was very honored to come back.
I mean, my God, like, it's just been a thread hanging out there since 2008, you know, when the blood dripped in his head. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's, you know, Hector Hammond motherfucker over here, you know, like, Jesus. All right. I don't even know what I just said. I blacked out for most of that. Okay, next up, Thunderbolts lineup was revealed. So here is all the people that will be in the Thunderbolts. Ready, everybody?
Ready.
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, which
Good
is
job.
Val. That's Elaine. Mm-hmm. Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I bet you forgot that character even existed, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
I forgot. Red Guardian. Kind of nice to see him coming back. Mm-hmm. Black Widow from what's her name? Florence Pugh. Mm-hmm. Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent, and oddly enough, Taskmaster. Taskmaster is also here. This dark superhero movie will be directed by director Jake Schreier and hit theaters July 26, 2024. Let's talk about Taskmaster for a second. So, I mean, obviously we're spoiling all the MCU stuff. So if you've not watched any MCU stuff, I mean, probably won't spoil any She-Hulk since that's ongoing, but yeah, so I mean, in all the conversations we have. So Taskmaster died, right?
Yeah, but
Or was she taken in by the other Black Widows at the end of the movie?
well, that antidote happened. And
Yeah.
then, like, when they were on the ground, they took her mask off because it was that dude's daughter.
Yeah. I think they may have, I think when they crashed, remember all the Black Widows, the other
yeah,
Black Widows?
but-
I think they took her with her.
Yeah,
With
they
them.
did. But there was a picture taken at D23 of the lineup of the Thunderbolts, and Taskmaster is a dude.
Hmm?
It's a dude now.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty certain.
Did it show a dude?
Let's see.
Oh, like on stage?
Yeah, like there.
Well, I think, and I may be mistaken here, I think a dude played Taskmaster.
Yeah, originally
Like,
in the
no,
comics.
I mean, like, in Black Widow. I don't think, like, the woman that was the actual character.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a Power Ranger situation where, like, someone played the person while they had the mask on.
Yeah,
And then when they took the mask off, it was another actor in the outfit.
yeah.
So, I mean, that dude may have been the person who, like, was physically
Oh,
Taskmaster.
okay.
Does that make
Yes,
sense?
Yes.
Like how Doug Jones was Silver Surfer, even though it was Lawrence Fishburne doing the voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that could have been one of those, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe they're just redoing Taskmaster with like, you know, a new thing. I don't know. It's weird. I hated Black Widow. I mean, I didn't hate it. I don't hate it. Like, I hate Thor, right? Like the first Thor. I don't hate Black Widow. But God, I don't really hate Thor either. It's just low on the list. Like, I don't like Thor. I don't hate it. Like, I don't despise it, you know? But Black Widow was just, there's just a lot. And, like, I didn't enjoy a lot of it. It just kind of felt meandering, uneventful.
Yeah.
I don't know. Florence Pugh was great at it, though. Next up, the Marvels director, Nia DaCosta, showed a trailer that teased the dynamic between Kamala Khan, Monica Rambeau, and Carol Danvers, and showed the trio fighting together. It comes to theaters July 28th, 2023. I want to say there was a more breakdown written somewhere where it talks about that basically the three of them are like interchanging with each other. Mm-hmm. Like for some reason they're all tied together. And so like, spoiler alert for Captain Marvel or for Ms. Marvel. Okay. At the end when Carol Danvers and Ms. Marvel switch place, that's not exactly how it happens. It's more of a triangle. Mm-hmm. And so like Miss Marvel would have went where Monica Rambeau was.
And Monica went where Carol went.
Yeah. And then Carol went where Miss Marvel was. Mm-hmm. And like that they kind of keep
doing it.
Yeah. Until they come together or something. I don't know. Whatever. Sounds awesome. I mean, I'm just excited to see Miss Marvel again. Mm-hmm. You know, she was fantastic. Maggie, this is your favorite thing. So you tell us about it.
I mean, I'm really excited just to see the three of them together and see how, I mean, of course, yes, Kamala Khan and, you know, Captain Marvel together, but just to see how Monica talks to Carol.
Kamala?
I can't remember.
Well, either way.
It's just, I think it's going to be interesting to see how
sorry.
Monica.
What I meant by either way, I meant I'm sorry for saying it wrong either way.
I might have said it wrong.
No, I'm just saying like, I'm not saying either way, like it doesn't matter if I said their name right. I mean, like either way, I'm sorry. That just wanted to clear that up. Okay, sorry.
It's just going to be interesting to see Monica and Carol interact. Like, is Monica going to be happy to see her or is she going to be upset to see her?
Right. Because she's not a big fan, right? I feel like in WandaVision, we got hints that like maybe she doesn't blames her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
Can't wait, man.
Cannot wait.
Next up, Werewolf by Night will be the first MCU Halloween special when it hits Disney Plus on October 7th. Hey, that's next week. We'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. And it got its first trailer. We are actually doing a trailer reaction. We've held off on watching these for an entire month. So we're going to be filming that. I have heard things that it's like black and white and stuff. Mm-hmm. And honestly, Michael Giacchino, the fact that he's getting to do this is just wonderful. I love him. I love Michael Giacchino. I've loved his music ever since Lost.
Apparently, some people's already gotten to watch it, and that it's getting like rave reviews.
Oh man, I can't wait! I can't.
And they're saying that Giacchino needs to do more.
Do it, man! Oh, that's awesome! I love to hear that. I mean, the dude obviously is talented and creative, just in the way that he can make music. So him being able to do a film is not surprising at all. You know, and plus, I mean, the people he's worked with. I mean, it's not surprising that he took on a lot of, you know, Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams, literally all the people in MCU that he's worked with.
Yeah.
Anyway, did he do Love and Thunder?
I don't know.
I think he might have, because it was different. I think it was different from Ragnarok.
I can't remember.
Because Ragnarok was the dude from Devo, right?
I think so.
Or Dio? Devo?
Devo. Like Whip It?
Whip It Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And because he did Rugrats.
Yeah.
And I think Giacchino did Love and Thunder because it has a bit more of like a standard, amazing soundtrack. Anyway, I digress. So we'll be talking about that next week. I can't wait. I can't believe that's next week. Ironheart will see Tech and Magic do battle with Anthony Ramos debuting as Parker Robbins / or AKA The Hood when the series hits Disney Plus next year. The Hood. Wonder if he's walking around with a bow and arrow, killing some people. Fell in the city. You know what I mean? That's a Arrow reference. Not a good one. He was known as the Hood earlier. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Ironheart. I know what I knew from the comics, that she got a hold of Stark Tech. Mm-hmm. But now that she's going to be in Black Panther, it leads me to believe it'll be more on that side of the tech spectrum.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, I'm down. I mean, whatever. And it's cool that they're still doing some more magic stuff. Wasn't expecting that angle from that at all. Secret Invasion got its first trailer, revealing a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls who have been infiltrating Earth for years. Nick Fury and Jim Rhodes have to do something about it when the series hits Disney Plus in 2023. Again, that's another one we're going to do a trailer reaction for, so we'll probably dive more into that. I've heard it looks really good too. I've heard people compare it to Winter Soldier. So yeah, that'll be good. Next up, Armor Wars, which I have an addendum at the end of this. Armor Wars will pick up where Secret Invasion leaves off, with Rhodey getting a bunch of new War Machine style suits of armor. This has now been turned into a feature-length theatrical movie instead of the originally planned 6-part series. So what's interesting about this is at D23, it was still a 6-part series.
Yeah.
And just this week, it actually shifted to a movie. What do you think? Do you think that means good or bad?
I mean, they must feel like there's enough in it for it to be a movie. That's what I think.
Or do you think there wasn't enough in it to fill a show?
I mean, I could see it either way. Yeah.
Or maybe they just realized, instead of doing all these side things, that maybe just keeping it more concentrated and doing it as a movie. And honestly, I mean, maybe I love the Disney Plus series. I don't think any less of the Disney Plus series. To me, they're just as much a part of the MCU. Mm-hmm. Okay. That being said, maybe they felt that it deserved a bit higher budget. And I mean, it is Don Cheadle.
Yeah. Oh,
it's basically Iron Man 4.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, because you got to think about it. Armor Wars. I mean, you're going to see a bunch of Iron Men flying around.
Justin fucking Hammer better be in this movie.
I swear to God. We want our boy back.
God. Why, Kevin? Why hast thou forsaken us?
Sam Rockwell.
And not given us more Sam Rockwell. Come on. He's right there. We're getting fucking Tim Blake Nelson before I get Justin Hammer. I just want the hammer. All right? Give me the hammer. Put it in my hands. All right? I want to feel the girthiness of the hammer.
I'm scared.
Loki season 2 hits Disney Plus in summer 2023, and Ke-Huy Quan, short round in Indiana Jones. Oh yeah, okay. And the Temple of Doom, and Waymond Wang in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yes, he's going to be in the cast. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
An exclusive trailer hinted that the show will visit a bunch of different time periods in the wake of the season 1 finale. And this actually sparked a great event at D23. Maggie, tell us about.
When they introduced Indiana Jones 5, Harrison Ford, of course, came out. Yep. And we were watching it live. Was it a live?
I think Kind of Funny was doing a live tweet-a-thon about it.
And I was like, oh, because before that, the Loki season 2 cast, I think, had come out. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
They're both there.
They're both there. They're better. They better see each other. That'd be so great, because I cannot say his name.
I know, I feel bad.
I mean, he just now got back into acting.
It was phenomenal in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Was wonderful. I don't even know if he can win an award for it. I don't know, time period wise.
Yeah.
But if he can, I wish he'd get Best Supporting Actor or something, because he was phenomenal. Yeah. That whole movie is fantastic. It's great.
Sorry. But it turns out a few hours later, pictures start popping up of them two smiling together.
So great.
And it made me so happy, because
don't ruin this good moment, man.
I know. That's one of my favorite Indiana Jones.
No, Indiana Jones. I'm just gonna say it. Temple of Doom is the worst Indiana
There
Jones
are others like me that enjoy it, so
It's the worst. I would rather watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull than watch.
which I mean, I watched all those movies on repeat as a kid. We had all three of them on VHS when I was a kid.
What is it? Galema.
Galima, Galima.
Hate it.
But
I was so bummed when the raft was the
no,
parachute.
this is the greatest callback
Fortnite.
ever.
God.
Oh,
Should have been a
so
fridge.
No, the fridge on the desert's the
It belongs
callback.
in a museum.
But anyways, Indiana Jones 5, I'm really looking forward to it. But him being in Loki season 2, and I
great.
think they said that his role's like an archivist
Yeah.
at the Tom. Oh, what's that?
TVA, the Time Variance Authority.
Yeah.
God.
Wow, good job.
Sorry,
You're doing
guys.
better than me.
Where's our Miss Minutes at? We need to bring her back.
I was supposed to say she didn't go far. I see the box.
There we go.
I miss minutes, y'all.
That's why we love Loki. All right. That was great. I don't think there's more to Miss Minutes. I just want to throw that out there. A lot of people are saying that she's like the big bad of the multiverse phase.
Oh yeah, they're saying that
No.
she's sentient and stuff. That she
might-
knows what's going
she
on.
Might be, but I think Miss Minutes is just Miss Minutes. I don't think it has to be more than that.
I think she's just a computer program.
Yeah. Also, while we're on the subject of Harrison Ford, he's also been rumored to be the person that will recast
As
General Ross.
General Ross, yeah. Which
in the
I
Thunderbolts.
think is a perfect fit.
I think
Grumpy old man, you
As-
got it with Harrison Ford automatically.
as long as they let him walk in on set and just wear whatever he was wearing in the movie, I think he'll do it because that's what he's been doing for years now. Like even Star Wars, he just like in Episode 7, he just walked in his jeans and t-shirt, and they're like, "Well, fuck, at least put on a space jacket or something." He's like, "Okay." Like,
Callista, give me my
like,
jacket.
there was another movie that he did. What was it? It had it had the brother, Thor's brother in it.
Tom Hiddleston?
No, his actual brother.
Oh,
God, I can't think of the movie, but Harrison Ford was in it as like this rich, like maybe tech person or something, and he was literally in jeans and a t-shirt. Like it was like did not change or anything. It's great. Like I just love the fact that he's like, I'll do it, but I'm not going to give it any energy, and I get to wear whatever I'm wearing that day. They're like, okay.
I think he should. Well, like he walked.
They're not going to get him in a military suit. Like,
No. I'm just saying he doesn't give a crap anymore because, for example, at an awards show, they played the Indiana Jones music, and he says that damn music follows me everywhere I go, and like it shows Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and John Williams all sitting together, and they're all laughing about it. I was like, good God, I guess they're just used to him being like that.
Harrison Ford has become the better version of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
And I mean that in every possible way. Because Clint Eastwood sucks ass. Sorry.
It's okay.
Remember when he talked to a chair and called the chair Barack Obama?
Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What a stupid
all
thing.
right.
All
Let's move
right.
on.
Anyway.
Echo, which streams on Disney Plus soon, got an exclusive trailer full of striking Native American imagery and features the return of Wilson Fisk looking awesome with an eye patch.
That's Clint Eastwood.
Oh, I thought that was your Wilson Fisk.
No. Get off my lawn.
El Camino?
You damn dirty ape. That's not even him.
No, that's not.
No, sorry, real quick about Harrison Ford. General Ross becomes Red Hulk.
Oh, God.
So
Please make this happen.
if we got, not only have we got Harrison Ford to put on pants one day, right? But we also got him to put on a 3D CGI suit like Mark Ruffalo wears. Like to do the Red Hulk,
He won't do it.
Dude, don't even replace him. Like in the footage, like just I don't need to see Red Hulk. I would rather see Harrison Ford wearing this outfit and the GoPro on stilts on set. I would much rather watch that movie, okay? Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Yeah, Echo, what were we talking about? Wilson Fisk as an eye patch? Yeah. Sounds great. Somebody's thrown out a theory. Somebody's thrown out a theory that because General Ross and the whole thing, like that maybe they're going to lessen his involvement, right? That the character will still be in there, but maybe Red Hulk won't happen. And maybe, in fact, it'll be a Red She-Hulk. And that maybe it would be Liv Tyler.
Oh, God.
So.
I don't see her doing it.
I know. Tim Roth came back, all right? Or Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake.
Like anything is possible. All right. Well, Tim Roth also came back.
I know.
It's Abomination.
It's just funny. All these names.
Timmy Tim Tim. Rim Tim Tim. Daredevil Born Again is getting 18 episodes on Disney Plus, the longest Disney Plus series for Marvel. Lost it. It starts shooting next year, so there's no trailer yet. Instead, fans got an exclusive look at Daredevil's appearance in an upcoming episode of She-Hulk, which is currently airing on Disney streaming service. That's it. That's all of the Marvel news. Yeah. I'm excited. That's actually what made us start watching Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think. No, it was because he's gonna be in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about She-Hulk in a few weeks, but still phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love the most recent episode with the therapy session.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Honestly, I feel like every episode has been great. Wouldn't change anything. I love it. Yeah. Any thoughts about D23 as a whole, like the Marvel stuff, or anything else you want to shout out? Or
I mean, we got to watch a really interesting part of D23 about the parks.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like all their ideas that they would like to do, but it's not really true.
Well, like, because they're talking about making a whole like
Coco/Encanto section of the park,
and it would be behind Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
And like that's rad. That would be so rad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we got to see that.
And what they're changing the Dino Park in Animal Kingdom to Zootopia.
Yeah.
Yeah, saw that too.
Yeah, they're changing it. They're doing it in Singapore, I think, first. Is it Disney
Maybe.
Singapore?
Well, I know the Frozen Land is going in a bunch of different places before it
Paris,
comes to,
I know for a
if
fact.
it even comes to America. They're not having said
Also, I found out a very interesting collector's part of D23.
Oh yeah.
I follow this person on Instagram. Their username is They Call Me Obsessed. And she's a doll collector and also makes customizable dolls. I found her Hocus Pocus dolls she made. They look awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
I think she didn't make them. Disney brought them out a few years back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyways,
Wow.
She put it on her story.
I was playing that. I wasn't making fun of you.
She put it on her story. She went to D23 for these limited edition dolls.
Yeah. I'm really sure.
And it blew my mind that there are people. I mean, it's like Comic-Con,
Right. For
There's
Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how people line up for certain action figures and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like there was an Enchanted doll. There was a 2-pack of Hercules and Megara. There was Snow White. Brave. I can't think of her name. Merida. And
I would be shooting for my own heart.
I can't remember the other one. Anyways, that these dolls are ridiculously expensive. And it's just amazing just to see that side of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that there was one of it. And when growing up, I love Barbies and stuff. So finding somebody that still enjoys it as an adult and still collects these dolls and finds these limited edition dolls on other places and people send it to her. It's blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Like she shows how she unboxes them too. She doesn't keep them in the box.
I think that's great. Honestly, toys were meant to be unboxed.
Yeah. But like she poses them and stuff, puts backgrounds behind them and stuff.
That's cool.
I think it's really cool. She made like Beetlejuice dolls last year.
Oh yeah.
But like it's just that's the side of D23 I didn't think existed. You know, you knew that there's like special edition lanyards and all this other stuff.
Sure.
But like there was like a lightsaber. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lightsaber up,
One
and
of the
a spider bot.
Yeah.
Is a golden spider bot.
That's cool.
But all the dolls had sold out before the lightsaber and the spider bot.
Wow. That's crazy. I would have thought like the lightsaber would have been the first. That's awesome. Yeah. That just shows how good quality they were.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
rad,
I
man.
figured it up that she had to spend close to $1,000.
But hey, it's content.
Yeah. They're pretty. I mean, they're very well made.
And as one of my
I'm a
friends always
weirdo.
says, you can't take it with you. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Well, that's going to take us into our main topic. But before we get into our main topic, did you know that you can listen to the extended version of this episode ad-free over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome? Not only do you get the pre-show, you get the post-show where we're going to play the ultimate movie quiz for the last time. I think it's the final round.
I think you're right.
And then, we do that for everything that we do. So on top of that, we also have exclusive shows, the movie commentary, the monthly Q&A. So definitely head over there to check it out. Again, that's patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. But now let's get into our main topic. So this one will probably be a little bit quicker because we're kind of doing 4 things at once because we have to kind of catch up a little bit. So I think everything we've done so far will be the bulk of the show. So this doesn't have to be like 45 minutes or anything. So we're just going to kind of catch up on what we've watched for our fall 2022 list. Okay. So first up, we watched Cobra Kai season 5. I don't think we really have to go into spoilers. I don't think there's much. Probably not any specific spoilers. And honestly, I don't have much to say.
Lots of callbacks to the third Karate Kid.
Yes.
Lots of callbacks.
Yeah, which I enjoyed.
I enjoyed it too. Like when, I don't know, would this be a spoiler about his wife and?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. You could just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But like that what they talked about. Yeah. And yes, I think that was cool.
Yeah.
And it kind of made Karate Kid 3 feel more relevant.
Yeah.
Like obviously we've had Terry Silver, which was the biggest thing for Karate Kid 3. But like Karate Kid 3 obviously is not the best.
No, it's not. It's not the best.
But honestly, and I've seen other people say this, but I completely agree. I think next season they got to go all in, man.
They got to.
Hilary Swank and Jaden. Get them both. Get them both in there. My God. Just do it, man. You got to. I mean, Hilary Swank was even trained by Mr. Miyagi. Like,
I want her to show up and say, I'm trying to find Miyagi's grave.
Imagine, for real. Imagine, like, the show, the season finale ends, right? Like, I don't even know what the next season will hold. But, like, Daniel's son is just so like down and out, right? And he's got the shit kicked out of him for whatever reason, and then he's like I don't know, the Miyagi-Do is burned down, right? And like it's nighttime, you just hear steps walking up, right? And he's like, Mr. Miyagi, you feel so far away, and like the other guy he's dead from Karate Kid 2, like he died or something, right?
Oh no, not him. I love him.
I know, right? And then he's like, nobody knows because Mr. Miyagi is gone, and like they'll never,
understand.
It feels like he's gone, yeah. But then steps, I know, I remember Mr. Miyagi because he trained me. Pan up, and it's her. I forgot her name.
Hilary Swank.
There you go. And then Jane's like, and I'm here too.
I wasn't trained by Mr. Miyagi. Yeah. I was actually taught kung fu, not karate. It's true.
Can he be in his white Batman suit? You've seen that. I think it was Kanye West's wedding, I think. And he wore a white Batman suit. Oh, no. All right. Keep talking about Cobra Kai. And I'll find this picture. You've seen it.
Matt and I found ourselves not really caring about the teenage drama anymore.
That's very true.
Because it feels like it's the same problem all the time.
Yeah, and like it's the same story every season. We don't like a person, and then it turns out that we actually like that person.
Yeah.
And then they've introduced someone else that we don't like, and then it turns out we actually do like them. And it's like, just can we have just a non...
Wow.
Yeah. Here's the why for video.
Wow.
Video viewers. There you go. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty bad. Like, badass,
It's clean.
I feel like the guy in Jay and Silent Bob that sees them dressed up as Blunt Man and crying goes, "You guys look pretty badass." I got punched in the dick by a guy named Cockknocker twice. All right, so that was Cobra Kai. Really, this is relevant to this. Did you see that they're making a new Karate Kid movie?
Yeah.
And they said it's going to take the Karate Kid back to the originals.
Oh, they have more plans than that. They said that they could do prequels. They could do anything within that universe.
But are they going to sell it outside of Cobra Kai? Like, are they going to make Cobra Kai relevant? Because that's the only reason. So. I was going to say it. That's the only reason anybody gives a shit about Karate Kid anymore. Is because of Cobra Kai. Like, that's the only reason.
Well, and I remember when you said, I really want to watch Cobra Kai. I heard it's really good. And I'm like, well, you need to watch Karate Kid. And I remember you saying, no, we don't. I'm like, yes, you have to understand.
I did say
yes,
that.
You did. You're like, I think we'll be okay. I said, no, have you even seen Karate Kid? And you said, no.
That doesn't sound like me, though.
You said it. I know you did. Because you wanted to hop right in.
Was it when I had COVID?
God.
We did watch, full disclosure, we did watch Cobra Kai while we had COVID. So
yeah,
maybe that is part of why we were like, all right.
Johnny, all the way. I love him.
He's great.
He's the best.
And honestly, I love his two boys. I can't think of their names. But yeah, I did like their stuff.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
Oh, the bad boy of karate came back from Karate Kid 3.
Spoilers? We just said we're not going to spoil anything.
I'm sorry.
I will say...
You can bleep me out later.
Nah, I'm not going to give it that much ever. In the finale, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not going to say anything specific. I'm just surprised at how real shit got for a minute. Like... And I mean, obviously they do this every once in a while. Like, remember when Miguel got fucking paralyzed?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, they do get real sometimes. Of course, but then he was, fucking doing high kicks and shit within an episode. And it's like, well, I guess he wasn't that fucking paralyzed. God. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so that's Cobra Kai 5. Next up, we watched... Should I do like a audio cue?
I don't know.
I mean, it's the same thing.
It's up to you.
But it do. Next up, we watched the movie. This is actually thanks to my brother Billy. This was not on our radar to actually watch. We mentioned it, and then we in our list of things, but didn't know anything about it, and honestly was not planning on watching it. But then he was like, "Hey, you need to watch this. It's actually really freaking good." And he said, "Go in as blind as possible." So we did, and we loved it a lot. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. Meet Cute on Peacock with
Pete Davidson
and
Kaylee
Kukulele. No, it's not.
I can never say her last name right, so I'm not going to try.
I'm going to say this. Do not listen to anything else we're about to say if you've not watched this movie.
If you're really interested in
Not even if you're interested in it. I'm going to say if you trust us, okay, if you trust our opinions, if you find yourself that you align with things, this is going to look like a movie you're not interested in. You are 100% interested in this movie, and you should go watch it, okay? Just go watch it. It's only like 90 minutes, so even if it sucks, I mean, you turn it off if you want to, but at least get through the first date. Mm-hmm. At least get through that. And if you don't want to watch it anymore, don't watch it anymore. But you should go watch that. Okay? All right? So now we're going to talk about spoilers. Okay, this is spoilers. What the hell was this movie, man? Like, we were watching it, and I was like, oh, she's just weird and quirky. And she's like, oh, and then she's pretending to be like a time traveler. That's kind of funny. No! She's an actual time traveler. What the hell? What the hell is this movie? It was insane in the best way possible. I have never been a huge Pete Davidson fan. All right. And now I fucking love Pete Davidson. What the hell's happening? Am I going to watch The King of Staten Island now? I don't even know. I'm really sad. I was sad when we watched Saturday Night Live and Pete Davidson wasn't on there because he's actually really good. He was really good at it. You talk.
It was just, I don't know. It was just an interesting format for time traveling, you know?
Yeah. I love how nonchalant it was about the time travel. Like, yeah, just get in. It's fine. Yeah. It almost reminded me of Hot Tub Time Machine, where it's like the mechanics of the time travel is almost second thought, you know? But like in the idea of her like messing up the timeline and then messing up the mess up of the timeline, you know? And it was so like on top of all that, on top of the sci-fi-ness, like the heart of it was phenomenal. Talking about dealing with your issues and like accepting people for who they are and, you know, not trying to change them and not like, I don't know, loving them through it. Like when he's walking across that bridge and he's like, you know, she's going to kill herself, you know, and he's like, I've been to tomorrow and I know you're there. And so I'm going to walk across this bridge because you're going to be there, because I know you're not going to kill yourself, which obviously is not true, but he has faith in her. Yeah. And he has faith that if he does this, that'll make her strong enough to be able to move on. And I was holding my breath while he's standing there. Yeah. Not turning around because he doesn't want to act like, he doesn't want her to see him not believe it. And like, I'm just waiting, like, God, if she kills herself, because this movie could have ended that way. Like, it could have gone either way. Honestly, like, I didn't know where the hell this movie was gonna go. Yeah. And then when she actually was there, I bawled my eyes out. So good, so good. What a just out of nowhere dark horse movie that we watched. You know, phenomenal on Peacock of all places. Never been so happy to give $5 to a platform. You know. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to say about it? No. All right. Next up. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Hocus Pocus 2 came out over the weekend, and Maggie and I watched Hocus Pocus 2, and we're going to talk about Hocus Pocus 2. This may have some spoilers in it, so just be aware of that. I'll say on the surface level, Hocus Pocus 2. Maggie, do you want to start it, or do you want me to start it?
I'll start it.
Okay, here we go, everybody.
All right. I mean, as a kid that grew up watching Hocus Pocus and also watching it every year basically after that, especially when ABC Family became a thing. Yes. And 31 Nights of Halloween.
I bought the DVD. I bought the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I needed it.
Like watched it religiously, you know. I didn't watch it like over and over again, but like, you know, it gave me my taste of Halloween. It made me feel like it was Halloween.
Must watch each year.
Yes. Yeah. I love Bette Midler. Yep. She's awesome. Love Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy. I love all three of them.
Even the kids.
And then they're like, okay, we're going to really do it.
And Thackeray Binks. Yeah, sorry. Obviously Thackeray Binks. Yeah.
And they say, okay, sequel's happening. Everybody's down for it. And I'm like, heck yes. This is going to be great. Awesome. There's some things I really like about it.
Yeah.
Like the opening. Those girls played all three of those characters perfectly.
I'll be honest. Could have watched the whole movie of that. You know, a whole movie of just that. Would have loved it. Like, let me learn more about what's her name from Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
you know?
I want to know about the witch in the woods that showed up as a crow.
Hocus Pocus Beginnings. I want to see her. There.
Yeah, and then like it just seems like there's times that it looks really good, and then there's times like you said. Well, I'm not saying there's times though, like they put this weird but filter on it, and it looks cheap.
It looks like it's a stage play.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Yeah.
Like...
And I know a lot of people's like giving it really good reviews and stuff, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. Like, I felt like it was weak.
Yes. I think that's a good word.
I feel like it was weak. Like, I liked how that girl, it was her 16th birthday.
Yes.
I liked that, and that it leaned to her like a witch stuff and stuff. And I liked her friends. Well, the one with glasses.
The main friend. Yeah. Yeah.
I really liked that. But I don't know.
I feel like
there's some stuff that they put in there they shouldn't have. Like, the first reference they made to the old movie.
Yeah.
One of the ones I caught was the devil and the woman in the rollers. Like, there was somebody dressed up like that in the caramel apple line.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that's such an awesome callback.
Yeah.
And then, not even 5 minutes after you see these two people dressed up in those costumes, the Sanderson sisters go flying past one house, and it shows a couple watching the original movie.
Yeah.
So, did they make a movie about the Sanderson sisters in Salem?
No, because it's the same character. Like, it's the same actors.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But what is their explanation for that? Because that does not make any sense. You know?
Yeah. Honestly, this, like, okay. This movie feels like, I'm torn. I'm of two thoughts of it, right? Like, on one side, you have the Sanderson sisters, which are good.
Yeah.
Like, basically everything they do in it is great. Mm-hmm. Did we need, like, the humanization at the end of the movie of Bette Midler's character? Probably not. Like, I mean, these characters were funny. They didn't necessarily need depth, you know? Like, I mean, sure, she loves her sisters, and that's great. But, like, I mean, one, that scene dragged on forever. Mm-hmm. But two, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think we needed that. I mean, you know, like, the Sanderson sisters were beloved because of who they were. Like, we didn't have to change them, you know? Mm-mm. I don't know. Like, somebody was comparing it to Cruella, and, like, I feel like Cruella was better at handling the character development than this, which, granted, that's not a sequel to anything. No, it's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
So, like, there's, you know, you feel like you're in Corella's universe as opposed to the Hocus Pocus being a sequel. But I really liked basically everything they did. There was a couple of things like, who were they singing for?
Yeah, at the beginning when they came back.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not against a musical number, obviously. And, like, they sang in the first one, but that's because they were putting a spell on people. And, like, there was a stage and microphones and, like, which they then do later in the movie, which was fun. I enjoyed, even though the dancing was stupid. Like, the crowd, like, and even them calling out that they're moving slow, like, doesn't take away from the fact that it's still stupid, you know, like, just because they know it's stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, why did they sing The Witches Are Back, right?
Yeah.
Like, who was that for? And, like, did they know that song? Like, how? How did they know that song? Did they hear it? Did they hear Elton John, like, from hell? Or, like, that one night that they were here? And, like, it didn't really explain how they came back, because, like, they died. Like, at the end of the first one, like, they died. Like, they blew up and died. And, like, they're just like, oh, well, there was another candle. And it's like, well, I don't think it works that way. Like, I don't think it's just another candle. Like, you know, like, I think we're missing a couple of things here. And, like, you know, Hocus Pocus was a very cult classic, I guess. Like, it was never, it subverted main Disney stuff, right? Like, it was one of those, like, it felt like in the 90s, Disney was trying to be a little more edgy to get, like, teen people, you know? So, like, you had movies like Heavyweights and Blank Check and Man of the House.
That was that guy's mission.
Michael Eisner,
yeah, he wanted teenagers in Disney more, and
which,
so that was one of his things.
Yeah, and I liked Hocus Pocus. I loved
Hocus Pocus,
but, like, obviously Hocus Pocus, I think it did miserably at the box office.
Yeah, it didn't do good.
It didn't really find its audience until VHS, and, you know, now we've all grown up and we love it, but it's never been, like, you know, it's a cult classic. You know, it's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, even though that's loved by a large audience. Not everybody knows what the hell Rocky Horror Picture Show is. It's just a huge cult classic, you know.
So much fun to watch.
So anyway, with this movie, it feels like they kind of missed the point of what made the first one good. Like the first one was good because it was its own thing. And this was almost like winking at itself.
Yeah.
It reminded me in a bad way of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, where it was so self-indulgent. Not indulgent, that's not the right word. Self-referential. Almost to a fault, you know? And like, it felt like they had the Sanderson stuff, which was great. But it only made up like 45 minutes. And they were like, well, shit, let's just cram this other shit in here. And like, it still wasn't enough because it was the 16-year-old witch stuff. But like, it still wasn't enough. So then they were like, well, what if her friend doesn't like her? What if her friend throws a party? What if that friend has a dad and the dad is the mayor? What if that mayor is
the descendant
Buster Bluth?
Yeah. What if that mayor was the descendant of the reverend that tried to get rid of them?
And somebody walked in while they were out and was like, hey, I just watched Fear Street Part 3. Maybe we should put some of that in there. You know? And it's just like, I don't know. It just missed a lot of the things that made the first one so magical, you know, let alone breaking its own continuity. That I can forgive that because it's whatever. But sadly, I hate to say this, and I don't mean disrespect, but I think hopefully everybody understands what I'm saying. This felt like a Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah.
More than a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And take that for everything it means. You know, there's a difference between Home Sweet Home Alone and Home Alone. Yeah. You know, and like this was just, and like I get COVID and stuff, and like maybe that's what caused them to have to like
do certain things a certain
shoot
way.
it certain ways. Yeah. But like some of the jokes were really good. I love the Swiffer joke, and the Roombas were hilarious. Like that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But then you also have the dude from the After Party and Doug Jones like playing darts.
Yeah.
It's like what are we here for? And like the boyfriend, the football boyfriend.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on there.
And like they had a trolley at one point. Like it just you know, the first movie was just so it just was its own thing, you know, and it wasn't trying to be anything else. And this just felt like I'm gonna get quasi deep here. It felt like the commercialization of something pure.
Yes.
And like in the worst way possible, you know.
Yeah.
It felt like Jurassic World to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. That was our Hocus Pocus 2 review. All right. Lastly, the last thing we have to catch up on. Yesterday, we went and watched Billy Eichner's Bros. My God. How fantastic.
That was great.
Bros. It was great. So good. First off, we walk in the theater and I'm expecting maybe two other people just because where we live. And there was like a good, like not half, maybe a third of the theater was full, which it was a small theater. It wasn't like the MXC theaters.
No.
But like it was nice. We were talking earlier, but when we were talking about COVID stuff, mainly we've only been to see like the big movies, like maybe 5 or 6, mostly Marvel, and Top Gun, and that's pretty much all the movies we've seen in theaters, you know. And so to just sit down and watch a rom-com was just wonderful, you know, like, and I didn't have to know a bunch of continuity and stuff. It was just its own thing.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny. It is one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And like, it's not stupid humor, you know, like don't get me wrong. There's some crass stuff for sure. But it's just very smartly written, you know? I don't know.
It was sweet.
I don't know what to say. Like, I'd really enjoyed it. You know, there's not a lot to break down about it because it is what it is. I think some of the main things I appreciated the most was it had a lot of heart. And especially, like we said, coming out of the theater, I really appreciated that they put in the LGBTQ plus museum.
Yeah.
Like, in everything that talked about and that referenced, and like it felt like that was very intentionally put in there to help explain, and to show like there is this whole history, and like almost like subtly opens your eyes a bit to the things that have been forgotten or erased. Not even forgotten, but just like actually erased from history, you know. But it was beautiful, and it was sweet and loving and like and funny. Like it's just it's great. I don't even know. I would almost say more than like I wouldn't say it's like 40-Year-Old Virgin or Knocked Up. I would honestly say it's more like an R-rated You've Got Mail or Harry Met Sally. Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
because where they kept on like they would like each other for a little bit, and then they're like, nah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, this is Harry Met Sally. This is what this is.
But the texting I felt was very much
You've Got Mail. Yeah.
But in a satirical way.
Yes.
It was great. I can't recommend Bros enough. It has a country song in it that I actually enjoyed, and I don't like country music. So
same here.
There you go. Like the fact that it got me to listen to a country song, I think says a lot. Can't recommend it enough. I would say go watch it in theaters if you feel comfortable going to watch it in theaters, just to show support for this movie, because I feel like it needs as much support as it can get. But obviously, if you don't feel comfortable, don't put your life at risk or anything. You shouldn't do that for any movies. But definitely don't let this one sneak by you. Like, when it hits digital, rent it or buy it, or watch it somewhere. It's definitely worth your time. One of the best comedies in years. Like I can't even think of the last comedy I really liked that wasn't tied to a big universe or something. So that being said, it is time once again to rank the movies and TV shows for fall 2022. So of course we did our summer 2022 rankings, wrapped that up, and so now it is time to begin ranking fall 2022. So let's start off. Obviously, we've got 4 slots here. Do we want to go like one by one, which one's higher or lower, and then we'll fill it in at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we've got Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
So just by default, it has to be number 1 until it gets dethroned. So where would you put Meet Cute, above or below Cobra Kai?
Above.
I agree with that. So currently, Meet Cute, then Cobra Kai. Would you put Hocus Pocus 2 above Meet Cute, below Meet Cute, and above Cobra Kai, or below Cobra Kai?
Below Cobra Kai.
I agree with that. All right. So currently, Meet Cute, Cobra Kai, Hocus Pocus 2. Where would you put Bros? Would you put Bros above Meet Cute, below Meet Cute, but above Cobra Kai 5, below Cobra Kai 5, but above Hocus Pocus 2, or bottom below Hocus Pocus 2? I think we're both in the same spot that we would say it's either one or two.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's funnier, obviously. Yeah. And it's got a higher budget. Not neither one of these are like, $800 million film budgets or anything, but like it's definitely a theatrical release. And I could see Meet Cute having been in theaters, but like it also, I think it's obviously a Peacock movie.
Yeah.
Meet Cute just caught me out of nowhere. And again, no spoilers. Not spoiling Meet Cute. God. But Bros was just special. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Bros is number 1.
I'm thinking the same thing, honestly. I feel like it was just, I think as much as I loved Meet Cute, I feel like Bros just had just a little bit more heart. Even though Meet Cute has a ton of heart, but it's almost, Meet Cute almost teeters on cynical at times. But again, you come out on the other side of it being optimistic, and like it overcomes the cynicalness, but you still have to go through the cynical, right? Whereas Bros is more rom-com, where it's like not standard, but like, like I never like it just felt like it stayed good and only kept getting better.
Yeah.
Whereas Meet Cute could bum me out at times.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if that's better or worse, but you know, so yeah, I'm with you. I think Bros. Okay, so Bros is number 1. Number 2 is Meet Cute. Highly recommended. Number 3 is Cobra Kai 5. And bringing up the rear, and probably will remain bringing up the rear, Hocus Pocus 2. All right, that is your new ranking, your first ranking for the fall of 2022. Let us know what you think. If you agree, disagree, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. But that's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Again, if you're on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, you get the extended version of the show, which includes
the big movie quiz.
Big. It's the final round. So, you know, we got
deal.
Round 23, the final round. It's going to be crazy. And next week, we'll be beginning, hopefully next week, we'll see. We'll be beginning our next game, and you'll just have to check and see what that's going to be. But yeah, remember, you can get this ad-free extended. Be sure and share it if you enjoyed any of this. Be sure and hit share, like, subscribe, all of those things. We would greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It was fun to catch up with you. We're sorry again that we were gone for so long, but baby, we're back. And we ain't never going away again. I don't know. But that's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Thanks for watching. And as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.